What's up, y'all? It's your girl D, and this is See Me Through CDs, where I sit right here on this couch and pull out my, you know what I'm about to say? Y'all know what I'm about to say? My bag of CDs. Hey, y'all. Did y'all miss me? Hi, how y'all doing? Y'all know what this about to be. Now, you know how I always say, if you don't know, you about to know right now. So, this is my bag of CDs. If you're new here, hi you guys. If you already been here and been like, where have you been at? I ain't about to sit here and be like, oh, I was on hiatus. To be honest with you, I needed to figure out what CDs I was about to do next. Climates have changed, things have been happening, and I'm just like, I think I need to talk about the relevancy of what's going on right now. So, without further ado, now this ain't about to be no topic of nothing that is talking about anybody in a bad way or anything like that. This is going to be the CDs that I have of particular artists that has been in the media lately about a lot of craziness. And it ain't nothing bad, but when I pull out the CDs, you will know who I'm talking about. And I think this might be a double feature with Usher, Usher, Usher. This is about to be it. You heard me, okay? So we're about to get into this now. Two things. Usher was that when I was in middle school, my mom liked Usher. And I remember going to my grandmother's house and going to her house because she had like pay-per-view at the time, and his concert was coming on one of them channels that she had. And we went down there. We went down the north, and she had the pay-per-view channel where Usher concert was coming on, and my mom was in love with Usher. And I don't even remember the name of the actual concert, but I know it's a video circulating around where a fan kicked him in the head. That video is old, and that's from that tour or that concert that we saw when they broadcasted it on TV. And I'm like, Usher been bringing people on stage. Usher been doing this, and these two CDs right here, I know he has catalogs. I know he has music on top of music on top of music, even when he was younger and everything, that happened with that. But these two, especially Confessions, but you can't talk about Confessions and not talk about 8701. So let's, without further ado, do this double feature of Usher, Usher, Usher. Every time I hear his name, that's what I think about from Superstar from here. But we're going to talk about 8701 first. So 8701, if you don't know, I'm about to tell you. 8701, 87 was the year that Usher was born, and '01 was when I think this CD came out, or when he started. I think this is when the CD came out. That's what he said, because I didn't understand it either. I was like, when is 8701? But he explained it, and it was 87 and then '01. So of course we got to talk about the cover art, track listings, and what the CD looked like. So let's eager beaver. Now, I've had this CD for a long time. Of course, all the tabs is popped, so when you open it, it ain't even together no more. But remember how we talked about what the CDs look like. So when you open up the CD, this is what it looked like. And I know you see it, Usher, and then it says 8701, and then at the bottom, credits and stuff like that. But this is what the CD looked like. And this is when CDs was starting to get, a little bit more creative. And this is so banging. Like, even looking at it, it's like dancing in the light. Like, oh my goodness. And then this was, what the CD was holding. And this is, his picture, one of his pictures. And then this is the other half. And we about to open this up. So, of course, the cover again, shirt open, like we always seen Usher. Like we always seen Usher. And I'm telling you, this is bringing back like what we all fell in love with. Like, Do you see? Do you see? Okay. Like y'all not gonna play with Usher. Y'all not gonna do it on my watch. So yeah. Look at this. Okay. We ain't talking about nothing that's going on. We talking about back then. So here we go. This is the Usher that I was introduced to. You know, you don't have to call. It's okay, girl. Usher, yes, okay. So, here go these pictures, and you know we're gonna talk about this track listing. So I might have to break this video up because you know it's gonna be long, but because it's a little double feature. I should just had that stage presence vibe. Okay, more pictures of that one that I showed in the beginning. I'm talking about his book is heavy with the pictures. He knew he was that. Okay. Hi, son. Yes. Is this the last one? Usher. Usher. Okay. And then this is the back. So let's get into these track listings, okay? So now you see on the back, this is his picture. And then the track listings is upside down, so you have to turn it this way. So he has, how many songs on here? 15. So this is when he was getting, longer. So he has 15. And first one is the intro interlude. Now, I don't know if I talked about that, but I'm not sure around what time or what time frame, or were they always, on certain CDs, but the interlude was like the introduction. I mean, basically that's what it meant. And it was like either them talking, maybe, I remember Trey Songz' interlude on one of his first CDs, and it was like a message from Aretha or something like that. It's usually like when they're talking to somebody about getting into the business, or they're having a conversation about what the CD is going to be about. So the interlude, that was the first one. And then number 2, You Remind Me. I'm gonna go back to the favorites in a minute, but let's go to the track listing. So number 3, I Don't Know, featuring Diddy. And then number 4, Twerk It Out. Now, they acting like the word twerking or twerk wasn't a thing back then, but he spelled it TWORK, but it was called Twerk It Out. And then number 5, You Got It Bad. Number 6, If I Want To. Number 7, I Can't Let You Go. 8, You Don't Have to Call. Another one. Number 9, Without You, and that was another interlude. And then number 10, Can You Help Me? I remember Can You Help Me because that was like one of those ones where it was like if you was a fan of Usher, you had to know that song from off the CD because they didn't really play it on the radio like that. And then number 11, How Do I Say? And then number 12 was Hottest Thing. 13 was Good Old Ghetto. And then number 14 was U-Turn with the U. And I'm gonna talk about that because all these songs that got U in it, it was a U for Usher. And then number 15, You Are the One. So it was 15 track listings on here. And then he made this CD with Jermaine Dupri and L.A. Reid. So that's who produced this. And then of course we all know Confessions was the one that just so going back to the songs that you may know and the songs that I love was number 2, You Remind Me. Now, You Remind Me, maybe I just didn't understand because again, this was 2001. I'm trying to think. I was either 6 years old in 2001. So, You Remind Me, and I remember Chili being in that video, and then that whole thing with him and Chili. But You Remind Me basically was saying like, you remind me of somebody that I used to date, and we thinking that he about to say like, oh yeah, you remind me, but then he started talking crap, and it was like, oh, you remind me of somebody that I used to be with and probably had a hold on me, but they was doing dirt. So I don't really want to mess with you because you remind me, but I need to put that to the side because you might not be her. But girl, Usher was ushering, okay. And then number 5, You Got It Bad. You Got It Bad, like maybe a year ago. That song was stuck in my rotation. I remember coming home from work one day and coming in the house and plugging up my speaker and just putting on You Got It Bad because I just wanted to hear it. And I had heard it on the radio, and I came home and they had like cut it up on the radio. So I was like, nah, I need to go home and listen to this. And I just kept playing it, and it was like in rotation in my head for like months. And I'm like, that song really was it, because that's when he was singing in the rain. And you remember the singing in the rain videos, like they tried to bring them back with certain people and stuff like that. But Usher just always had that stage presence, and even now when he's on stage with Chris and stuff like that, all the stories that's coming out and everything, we already seen all of this stuff before. Like I said, when he's bringing the women up on stage, he been doing this. Where I told you back when he had his tour, and when I went to my grandma's with my mom to go watch the tour on the pay-per-view channels, he had brought that girl up on stage, and she kicked him in the head, and we was like, oh my god, and we thought it was fake and all that stuff. So he's been doing this. Like he'll tell you himself, like, I don't know if it's because of everything that he was attached to controversial wise, but it was like sometimes it's hard separating the artist and the music from their personal life sometimes. But before everything came out, and before everything was going crazy, we loved Usher, and we still love Usher. And he gave us a lot of hits. He gave us a lot of music, and he always just performed. He always gave you his all, his best. And going back to back, and not into the present, but going back to now, You Got It Bad was just that song, and it was just like, you got it bad. Like, you are so in love with this person, y'all might be in the puppy dog stage, or y'all might just been, going through a little rough patch, but you got it bad for this person, and you don't want to go out nowhere. If you with somebody else, you still thinking about this other person. Like, Usher always had them songs that made you like, why is he talking about my life right now? So, and even when I was younger, I didn't understand it, of course, but then you go and listen to it as you're an adult, and you're like, why is he talking about the relationships I'm going through right now? Like, Usher, what are you doing? So, You Got It Bad. And then Can You Help Me? Can You Help Me again? It wasn't one of those songs that was in heavy rotation like on the radio, but if you loved Usher just naturally, you love that song too. It was kind of like a slower melody and stuff like that, and it was just basically saying like, can you help me with the things that I'm going through? So I don't know who in particular he was talking to, but it was just saying like, can you help me? And You Don't Have to Call. Yeah, You Don't Have to Call was the men's anthem of, you don't gotta call, I'm okay, because I'm going out with my tonight. So I'm going out with the homies tonight. So you ain't gotta call, you ain't gotta worry about me, girl. I'm gonna be all right. Whatever you did, I'm about to go out and do it. And yeah, we gonna be all right. So you don't gotta call. I don't believe him. Like 2001 was crazy as ever. So yeah, and then I'm trying to think of like the standout songs. Um, I know there's some songs on here I had to actually go back and listen to, because I was like, what is this? Or what song was this? Because I don't remember this. But those were like the 3 breakout songs or 4 breakout songs from that album. So that was, 8701. And now. And I thought about breaking this up and maybe cutting it. So let's just see how this goes. Confessions. I think I'm gonna break this up. So for now, this has been See Me Through CDs. I'm your girl D, and come back so we can do Confessions by Usher. Bye, y'all.